Back to Info Bites. Let's just get into it.
The story of Ruby Bridges, the 6-year-old who bravely walked into a segregated school in New Orleans, is a testament to incredible courage in the face of immense hatred. Her story, a powerful symbol of the civil rights movement, highlights how even the smallest acts of defiance can ignite a major shift in history. Prepare to be inspired by the unbelievable true stories of this powerful individuals, Claudette Colvin. Before Rosa Parks, a 15-year-old girl named Claudette Colvin refused to give up her bus seat in Montgomery, Alabama. She was arrested, and her case was one of the first to challenge bus segregation in court, though her story was overshadowed by Parks's case later on. The Little Rock Nine. In 1957, 9 African-American teenagers faced an angry mob and the Arkansas National Guard to attend Central High School in Little Rock, Arkansas. Their courage prompted President Dwight D. Eisenhower to send federal troops to escort them to class. The Greensboro Four. In 1960, 4 African-American college students staged a sit-in at a segregated Woolworth's lunch counter in Greensboro, North Carolina. Their protest inspired a wave of similar sit-ins across the South, challenging segregation in public spaces. Sophie Scholl. During World War II, a young German student named Sophie Scholl was a member of the White Rose, a non-violent resistance group in Nazi Germany. She was executed for distributing leaflets that denounced the Nazi regime. Malala Yousafzai. At the age of 15, Malala Yousafzai was shot in the head by the Taliban in Pakistan for advocating for the right of girls to an education. She survived and went on to become the youngest Nobel Peace Prize laureate. Irena Sendler. During the Holocaust, Polish social worker Irena Sendler smuggled 2,500 Jewish children out of the Warsaw Ghetto, saving their lives. She kept the names of the children in jars and buried them, hoping to one day reunite them with their families. The Greensboro Massacre. In 1979, members of the Ku Klux Klan and the American Nazi Party attacked a Death to the Klan protest in Greensboro, North Carolina, killing 5 members of the Communist Workers' Party. The event highlighted the ongoing violence of white supremacist groups. The Tuskegee Airmen. This group of African-American military pilots and airmen fought in World War II. Despite facing segregation and discrimination, they were an incredibly successful group, never losing a single bomber they were tasked with protecting. The Radium Girls. In the 1920s, a group of female factory workers who had been painting watch dials with self-luminous radium paint sued their employer for the severe health effects they were suffering. Their case led to significant improvements in labor rights and the establishment of occupational safety standards. Henrietta Lacks. In 1951, without her consent, a sample of cancer cells was taken from Henrietta Lacks. These cells, known as HeLa cells, were the first human cells to be grown in a lab and have been crucial in countless medical breakthroughs, including the polio vaccine, AIDS research, and gene mapping. Rosalind Franklin. Her groundbreaking work with X-ray diffraction images was essential to the discovery of the DNA double helix. However, her contribution was largely unrecognized during her lifetime, and the Nobel Prize for the discovery was awarded to James Watson, Francis Crick, and Maurice Wilkins after her death. The hidden figures of NASA, Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan, and Mary Jackson, were among a group of brilliant African-American women who worked as mathematicians at NASA. Their calculations were critical to the success of America's first space flights, including John Glenn's orbit of Earth. The Bletchley Park Girls. During World War II, a secret army of women code breakers worked at Bletchley Park in England. Their work was vital in breaking German codes, including the Enigma code, and is estimated to have shortened the war by at least 2 years. The Berlin Airlift. In 1948, the Soviet Union blocked all land and water routes to West Berlin. In response, the US and its allies launched a massive operation, flying in supplies and food for over a year to keep the city from falling to the Soviets. The Miracle on the Hudson. In 2009, Captain Chesley Sully Sullenberger successfully landed a U.S. Airways plane on the Hudson River after a bird strike disabled both engines. All 155 passengers and crew survived, a feat that demonstrated incredible skill and composure under pressure. The story of the lost generation. Following the Rwandan genocide, in 1994, many children were orphaned and left to fend for themselves. A group of survivors, now known as the Lost Generation, came together to rebuild their lives and communities, showing remarkable resilience and forgiveness. The Cave Rescuers of Thailand. In 2018, a team of international divers and experts worked tirelessly to rescue 12 boys and their soccer coach from a flooded cave in Thailand. The mission was incredibly difficult and dangerous, captivating the world and demonstrating the power of human cooperation. The Tank Man of Tiananmen Square. In 1989, a lone man stood in front of a column of tanks, leaving Tiananmen Square in Beijing, China, after a violent crackdown on pro-democracy protests. The identity of the man remains unknown, but his defiant image became a global symbol of resistance. The story of the Good Samaritan, the true story of Wesley Autry, who in 2007 saved a man who had a seizure and fell onto the subway tracks in New York City. Autry, a construction worker, jumped on top of the man and held him down as the train passed over them, saving his life. Chiun Sugihara, a Japanese diplomat stationed in Lithuania during World War II, he defied his government's orders and issued visas to thousands of Jewish refugees, allowing them to escape the Holocaust. Nicholas Winton. This British humanitarian organized the rescue of 669 children, most of them Jewish, from Czechoslovakia on the eve of World War II. His efforts, known as the Czech Kindertransport, went largely unrecognized for 50 years, until he was reunited with some of the children he had saved. The first ascent of Mount Everest. In 1953, Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay became the first climbers to officially reach the summit of Mount Everest, a feat that was considered impossible at the time. Jesse Owens at the 1936 Olympics. Despite facing a regime that promoted racial superiority, African-American track and field athlete Jesse Owens won 4 gold medals at the 1936 Berlin Olympics, single-handedly disproving Hitler's claims of Aryan supremacy. The Great Escape. During World War II, a group of Allied prisoners of war in a German camp orchestrated a massive escape plan, digging a series of tunnels to get 76 men out of the camp. The story of the miracle on ice. At the 1980 Winter Olympics, the underdog U.S. men's hockey team, comprised of college players, defeated the seemingly invincible Soviet Union team, which had dominated international hockey for decades. The Great Depression's Dust Bowl migration. During the 1930s, a severe drought and dust storms in the American plains forced thousands of farming families to abandon their homes and migrate west in search of work, demonstrating incredible perseverance in the face of natural disaster and economic hardship. The story of the comfort women. These were women and girls who were forced into sexual slavery by the Japanese military during World War II. Their stories of survival and the bravery of those who have since spoken out have brought global attention to war crimes and sexual violence. The rescue of the Chilean miners. In 2010, 33 miners were trapped 2,300 feet underground in Chile after a mine collapse. After a 69-day ordeal, they were all brought to the surface alive in a meticulously planned and executed rescue operation. We'll be making more similar videos. Please subscribe.